Lies have a profound impact on the human experience, creating a web of deception that corrodes trust, fractures relationships, and erodes the foundation of integrity. Individually, they can distort self perception, leading to internal conflict. Societally, lies contribute to a breakdown in communication and understanding. The insidious nature of falsehood hinders personal growth, impedes authentic connections, and undermines the fabric of just and compassionate society. Recognizing the corrosive effects of lies is crucial for fostering genuine connection, rebuilding trust, and nurturing a world where truth becomes the cornerstone of human interaction. This is Dr. Ray, and welcome to this week's Hosea International Speaks. In our previous sessions, we saw how you, the ecclesia, must take a stand for truth and righteousness. When we do take a stand, the truth about the lies will come out. In this week's session, we will learn the truth about lies and how they affect each and every one of us, whether physically or relationally or emotionally. We'll look at some of those. First of all, lies are always shrouded in mysteries. There will be many facts that are hidden, and this is done purposely so you, the innocent, are kept or unable to discern the lie. It is not always openly and clearly communicated, and this is done on purpose also. Men often love this darkness, not the light of the truth. Those who claim to know the truth are not always interested in the truth, even after all that was hidden has been revealed. They are no longer passionate about or acting on truth that has been discovered. They shrug their shoulders, shake their heads, and then finally walk away. They do not pick up truth, nor do they fight for him. Remember, truth is a person, not just a passion or a statement. These are the same people who fought to find out the truth, but when all is out in the open, they have lost their passion for the cause. Their curiosity has been satisfied. Their initial cause was just to know what happened and the facts of the matter. Truth is left behind to find out its own strength against the lies. Here are some questions you may want to know, and maybe you just might want to take a stand for it. Listen to one of these. Are those who, after knowing the truth, do they attack the lies? Are there those who, after seeing the facts of the matter, give voice to truth and champion its cause? Are there any among us who will become a proclaimer of truth and drown out those lies? When righteousness lends voice to truth, it will be heard in the streets. The streets are where deceit, lies, and deceptions continue to prevail. Now let's look at how lies affect each individual. Now, it can affect each individual differently, and we will see some of those areas that it might affect us. Number one, it affects our mind. Lies could cloud our perception and our sense of judgment. The inaccurate information we have received will cloud our perception, thus forcing us to make wrong choices and inaccurate decisions. Isn't this what the serpent did to Eve in the garden when he said to her, "Did Yahweh really say?" Her mental perception became tarnished by Satan shrouding the truth of Yahweh's word with his deceptive ways. We can be forced to be out of touch with reality and with the real or actual issues when lies cloud our spiritual senses and discernment. Our mind can cause the problem to be underestimated, exaggerated, aggravated, or to be procrastinated. We will never be able to get to the root cause of a problem if the mind is deceived. Once our mind is renewed, we do not have a problem to solve, but a decision to make. We can then execute the written judgment on the works of the enemy. Listen to what Psalm 149 says 149:9b says, to execute upon them. And then you say, who are them? They're talking about the nations, the peoples, the kings and nobles who came against Israel. The judgment written, it is the honor of all his saints or holy ones. Number two, lies can also feed our emotions negatively, causing it to spiral, that is, our emotions, out of control. Negative emotions provoke other responses, forcing our emotions to go in overdrive. These emotions can become intense, and high-strung, causing emotional exhaustion. This death rush of negative emotions can cause an excessive flow of adrenaline to be released into our body, causing a flight or fight response. Our body can become tired and we can experience physical fatigue. Negative emotions can poison our responses to other interpersonal relationships we have never had problems with before. People will begin to see that we are not in a normal, wholesome relationship state and may choose to withdraw in conversation or in any other meaningful relationship at that moment. Or people may not be able to come up to our heightened emotional state and respond to us accurately. Negative emotions are expressed, can derail others around us, especially if they are not emotionally or emotional stable. And those who love us can become confused by the wrong emotion signals that we send out. Number three, lies can also affect our bodies physically. The negative buildup of emotions and a bombarded mind can shut down or slow down the process of our bodily functions. It will cause retardation to all functions within our body systems. It will immediately slow down the elimination processes of the body, cause an excessive buildup of toxins within the body. The body will then become sluggish and suppressed by toxic buildup. The body's appetite can be suppressed or increased depending on how you, the individual, reacts. Fatigue, restlessness, sleeplessness can compound to a physical decline, which could be very unhealthy. I know it might sound like a medical physician talking, but anyone who has gone through such may agree that this happens. The swing of moods without emotion can cause the physical body to reflect inconsistent actions and reactions. We can become either hyperactive or we can become inactive. Our bodies can only take so much a pounding of negative emotions because it begins to regress under pressure. And if you've seen those people, some of them have even become street people. It will then become sluggish, that is talking about our body, and dysfunctional. And it may even shut down. Fourth, lies can also affect our actions. We can be in the swing of extreme actions or reactions depending on the intensity of the attack and the oppression that is on our minds. That's right, I said attack, because that is exactly what it is, an attack from yours truly, Satan, the fiend of all fiends, the enemy of all enemies, the adversary of all adversaries. Well, you see, you get the message. We have to be on guard for every device which he wishes to use. And I will elaborate on that, on how to fight the lies of Satan later on or next session. So he wishes for you to be either inactive or be active for his cause, which is all a lie anyway. And when he has These lies can eat into your soul, reducing your zest and joy for life. Irritation and low tolerance for sudden changes, restrictions, and limitations can dampen activities towards progress. Abusive words, sometimes acts of aggression or violence, can become our preferred response and defense mechanism. Such buildup of aggression can translate itself unkindly toward those who have hurt and abused us. This may cause us to withdraw physically from the heat of battle and go into hiding. If Satan can get you to become incapacitated in any way, whether physically or mentally, he will do it. That's what he does. This form of oppression and depression will cause the battle to go deeper into the mind. This psychological harassment can drain our mental, our physical, and eventually our spiritual energy, thereby shutting down one's life activities. What one needs at this time is godly counsel, which cannot be underestimated. These are our paths of breaking the power of lies that come against us. Those who listen to lies and spread slander have taken on the role of Satan as the accuser of the brethren. Yahweh will cast them down from their spiritual position of power so that this form of sorcery, because that's exactly what it is, and witchcraft will be destroyed from among his people. We need the ecclesia to become the source of truth and spread the love of that truth into the people. A fifth area that we want to look at that is affected by lies is our relationship. Lies can poison the relationship Yahweh has given for us or to us, to our partnerships towards destiny, those who help us in fulfilling our destiny. The enemy knows we need the strength and encouragement and the support of others. The enemy can use lies, slander, gossips to break down our interpersonal relationships so that our lives of support and the supply of strength can be reduced. Those who are on the front lines and in the heat of the battle can be attacked by a conspiracy of the spirit of Cain. Well, what happened with Cain? He felt that Yahweh had rejected him because his brother's offering was accepted by Yahweh, but his offering was rejected. Note what Yahweh said to him. And Yahweh said this, you can find this in Genesis 4:4 if you want to read along. And Yahweh said, if you do well, will you not be accepted? Note what it was in Cain. It was his attitude. It was how he brought his offering to Yahweh, not so much the offering. How long had he been doing this now? Maybe years now? It was this moment that something was building up on the inside of him. We don't know the situation leading up to this moment, but he brought his gift with an attitude. He had a tude, if you want to say, the problem, and it was affecting his relationship with Yahweh and his brother. And it led him into killing his brother because of a disagreement over an offering. Yahweh gave Cain a way out. He says, if you do well, you will be accepted. The Hebrew word for well is yasab, and it means to be good, be pleasing, be well, be glad. Listening to this meaning to make a good thing or a right or beautiful thing. That's all Cain had to do in order to make things right with Yahweh. All he had to do was be on good terms with Yahweh. But we know the end. Cain took his frustration out on his brother because he refused to change his attitude, and the sin that was crouching at his door came knocking, and the desire of the serpent came over Cain, and he killed his brother. Well, there was another relationship, and we'll pick that up next week, and we'll look at a little bit of David. So Yahweh gives us wholesome relationship to supply us with strength and emotional support so that we can break through in areas of our lives. Their support supplies strength and renews our quest. Well, we must be careful in what we do, the attitude that we have, so it doesn't break us down emotionally. Well, if you enjoyed listening to this week's, go ahead and tell your friends, your family, and all your enemies. And if you're just joining us and you wish to go back and review the previous sessions on the spirit of error and how to combat it and standing for truth and righteousness, you can go ahead and click right about there. If you have any questions, you can email me at Hosea Speaks at gmail.com or Hosea International at yahoo.com. And if you still wish to give, you can scan the QR code with your phone. I'm Dr. Ray, and I'll see you next week on Hosea International Speaks.